Hi, Adam here from Wardtone Records in Hampton, New Hampshire, and I want to give you a quick update on the store. We have been in business here for 8 months, and before that, I was doing pop ups for a few months. So I've been selling records for just over a year and have been in business here in Hampton in the brick and mortar store for 8 months. The first thing I want to say is just a heartfelt thank you to everyone who's been supporting the store, everyone who's been watching these videos, everyone who's been following us on social media. The store and the clientele here continues to grow. I'm extremely grateful for that. There's been a couple of times where I thought things might fall off a cliff. The first being the end of the summer because we have a big tourist season here. We're only 5 minutes or so from the beach. And then the second time was after the holidays. I figured after that, big buildup and all that gifting and so on, it would be dead in here. And in both cases, we continued to do really well and in general seem to be doing better and better each month as the word kind of slowly gets out to everybody. So I'm just really appreciative of everyone who's coming by and supporting the store, whether they're doing trade-ins or selling us records or buying records, to folks who have been once or folks who come every week, of which there's actually quite a few. I just want to say thank you. And also the same thing if you've been following this channel or following us on any of our social media, thank you for doing that. A few things that, just some general updates. We did our first brewery pop-up last weekend at the Throwback Brewery, which is just 2 miles up the road here. It's a wonderful place, great beer, excellent food, very friendly, warm, down-to-earth service. Great place. I set up a nice stereo system, turntable, and spun some of my favorite records. The theme of the first night was classic rock through the decades. We had a lot of people come by the table and buy records. It was also a pop-up sale. We had some new faces as well as some regulars stop by. I had a ton of fun. We're actually going to do it again. It's already confirmed for April 3rd. So if you're around Hampton, that's a Friday night. I believe it's the Friday leading into Easter weekend. So April 3rd, I know it's a ways away, but just to let you know, we're going to do it again. Rather than me just telling you, that we've already done it and you missed it. Second thing we are launching tomorrow is a loyalty punch card. So we're going to launch that with a rare double points day tomorrow, which is Saturday. And the way it's going to work is for every $20 you spend, you get a punch. And when you get up to 10 punches on your card, you get $10 off, a $10 credit to the store. Just to thank those folks who come back all the time. And, by the way, it's not per visit, it's per $20 spent. So you can fill an entire card in one visit. You can fill multiple cards. And tomorrow for our double punch day, it's going to be $10 per punch rather than 20. And we'll probably only do that no more than once a year. So yeah, you can get that card anytime you come in, and just make sure to hold on to it and treat it as cash because we can't replace any lost cards, and it does have to be completely filled out to cash it in. So loyalty punch card launching tomorrow. And then I've also been working a lot on our different bins here in the store, just trying to curate a better and better selection. I think I'm up to 6 distributors now. I'm constantly going to record shows. I'm constantly looking online to find the best, most unique records for the store, to kind of keep the mix of things very balanced with all kinds of different genres, all kinds of different price points. So, it's not all expensive. It's not all, cheap. It's a nice mix of different quality levels, different levels of collectability, different price points, so that everyone can be happy. We really want this place to be accessible to everyone. We don't want every record in here to be $30, $40, $50. We want a nice variety. Of course, we do want to be able to get those more rare or unique things in as well, which naturally do cost a little bit more. Wholesale prices are rising on vinyl, and I'm doing everything I can to keep prices down, to keep them fair, to keep them, below what you typically see in other indie retail establishments, or at least on par, and as often as possible below. And with that in mind, I've been looking more at our discount bins. So our main bins are quite full now, and so I've been going through at least every couple weeks and marking things down that haven't been selling. Lots of things have been selling really well. Certain things haven't, and so every couple weeks I go through and I mark them down. And we now have 4 tiers of discount bins. We have $9 or 3 for $20, which is kind of our premium discount bin. I don't have space for this stuff in the main bins anymore, but it's generally pretty high quality stuff in these 3 for $20 bins. And I do like to throw surprises down there that really don't belong there. I think there's a David Bowie down there right now. There was a Pink Floyd down there last week that got immediately bought, of course. So it's definitely worth taking a look. So we have $9 each or 3 for $20. We have $7 each or 3 for $15. We have $5 each or 3 for $12. And then we have $1 records. And so quarterly, I'm going to go through, and anything that's been there more than a few months is going to drop a tier. So those $9 records will become $7 records. The $7 records will become $5 records, and the $5 records will become $1 records. And any of those $1 records that haven't sold will get put aside for our next free records outside day, which we'll probably do twice a year when it's nice out. The next one will probably be in the spring, and we get lots of donations of records, which I'm extremely grateful for. We get folks selling their entire collection, and naturally there's some, records that are higher value that are worth going through the ultrasonic cleaning process, the grading, and the pricing and the sleeving process, putting them into our new arrivals, and then eventually, if they don't sell immediately, into our main bins. But then there's other ones which, for whichever reason are flawed, whether it's the jacket or the vinyl is a bit noisy, or they're just titles that don't really sell quickly. And these are records that go into the discount bins. So we have a lot of records now, which are, in those $9, $7, $5, and $1 bins. We're going to cycle them downward on a quarterly basis, and those, that don't sell, we're going to be giving away. So there's a lot here. If you don't have a lot of cash to buy records, there is a lot here, that doesn't cost a whole lot. And then lastly, I will say that, again, with vinyl prices increasing a bit on new records, and I'm always looking for those sales so that I don't have to increase my prices. So when distributors have sales, I tend to stock up, but I'm going to be leaning a little bit more into vintage in this year, in 2026. And the reason for that is there's just so much unique and interesting stuff that's not currently in print. There's opportunities to buy collections and buy unique pieces at record shows, etc., where I could really bring something in that, you're not going to be able to find just anywhere. So, obviously we've had a split of new and vintage, which was roughly 50-50 the entire time we've been, time we've been operating here. And I think around the holidays, as it got busier and busier, I restocked with a lot of new vinyl because it was quick. I didn't have to, spend a ton of time going through it and meticulously cleaning it and grading it and pricing it. It was pretty clear how to price it, based on what I paid. But I'm going to be, I'm still going to be selling lots of new sealed vinyl and getting lots of new arrivals in that domain. I mean, the fact of the matter is there are just entire genres where it's very difficult to get nice nice used vintage vinyl, modern rock, hip hop, there's not a ton of used vintage vinyl in nice shape that's readily available compared to, say, classic rock or folk or something like that. So I'm going to be getting, definitely a combination, but you're going to see me leaning a little bit more into those collectible pieces, those vintage pieces, bringing in unique things that I don't see everywhere as we move into this year. So stay on the lookout for those new arrivals as well. Thank you for listening. It's fun doing these videos. Please like, subscribe, and in the comments, let me know what you'd like to see more of. Are there particular genres or artists that you'd like to see in the store? Do you have any suggestions for, different directions we can go in this new year? We're still a fairly new store. I'm very open to feedback from anyone who's coming to the store and enjoying the store. So by all means, send me some comments in the, in this video. Or you can also get in touch with me at hello@wardtonerecords.com. Thanks for watching.